Hi guys, welcome to my affordable watch collection. My name is Aviv, and today we are going to take a long overdue look at the very popular Pagani Design PD-1661, a Rolex Submariner Homage watch you can find on AliExpress. I'm going to present you with all the specs and measurements and go over what I think are the pros and cons of this watch. By the end of this video, you will hopefully be able to decide for yourselves whether or not you want to add one of these to your own affordable watch collection. I made an unboxing and first impressions video of this watch quite a few months ago, so if you are interested in what comes in the box, you can check that one out as well. The link will be waiting for you in the description of this video, alongside a link to buy this watch on AliExpress. Pagani Design is currently one of the most popular Chinese watch brands on AliExpress. They make homage watches to different mainstream brands. I did buy this watch on AliExpress and paid around $19 for it. It has a few different colorways available, check them out. The one I got is the one with the black bezel and the black and blue dial. Okay, let's get the measurements. The width of the case is 40 mm and its thickness is 13. The distance between the lugs is 20 mm and the bracelet tapers nicely all the way down to 16 mm at the clasp. Lug tip to lug tip is 47 mm. The male middle links of the end links protrude quite a bit though, bringing the overall length of the watch up to 53 mm. The watch weighs 150 grams. It is water resistant to 100 meters. The color of the dial graduates from blue at the top half to black at the bottom, in a similar way to the dial of a Rolex Deep Sea Sea Dweller James Cameron edition, which is pretty cool and unique. I have to say that the effect is very well executed by Pagani Design. There's a white printed minute track around the outer edge of the dial. And then we have the familiar hour markers layout, a downwards facing triangle at the 12 o'clock position, buttons at the 6 and 9, and circular indices everywhere else. All are highly polished and filled with lume. We have the Pagani Design name and logo printed in white under the 12 o'clock triangle, and Explorer beneath those. I really wish they didn't put that on the dial, because it is A, a registered Rolex trademark, and B, adds unnecessary clutter to the dial. Above the 6 o'clock, again printed in white, automatic, water resistant 10 bar or 100 meters. At the very bottom of the dial, beneath the 6 o'clock marker, it says Japan movement, referring to the Seiko NH35 at the heart of this watch. The date complication window is located at the 3 o'clock position, black numbers on a white date wheel. The Cyclops magnifier right above it does a pretty good job at magnifying the date, and that's something that not all Chinese brands get right. We have classic Mercedes style hands. They too are highly polished and filled with lume. The lume on the hands, indices, and the little lumed pip on the bezel shines in a blue light similar to the light emitted by BGW9 lume, but I couldn't find anywhere which exact compound Pagani Design used here. The lume does shine very bright at first, but doesn't last for a very long time. The stainless steel bezel is a 60-click unidirectional one with a ceramic dive-time bezel insert. The numbers and markers on it are engraved and filled with white paint, and there's that lumed pip in the center of the downwards facing triangle marking the 12 o'clock position. The bezel is very easy to grip and operate, but does have some freedom and some backplay. The ratcheting action is not the best, but it isn't the worst either. If you are looking for a watch with excellent bezel action, this Pagani Design is not it. Everything seems to align pretty well though. The PD-1661 sports a flat piece of scratch-resistant sapphire crystal, which is always a great thing to have. The Cyclops magnifier is made of sapphire as well, which means that you don't have to worry about scratching it due to its protrusion over the entire watch. The case is made of 316L stainless steel and mimics the Rolex Maxi case with the bulkier design and wider lugs. It features a mixture of brushed and polished finishes. The tops of the lugs and the crown guards are brushed, and the sides of the case are highly polished. The different finishes and the transitions between them are done very well for a watch at this price point. The crown at the 3 o'clock position is protected halfway by those crown guards. It is signed with the Pagani Design logo and screws down into place. It is knurled for easy grip and tethers very smoothly. Screw it out and twist up to hand wind the movement. Pull it out to the first position and twist down to change the date. Pull it all the way out and you see that the seconds hand stops moving and you can set the time. If we turn the watch upside down, we can see that we have a screw-down display case back. It has some of the watch's information engraved on the stainless steel ring. Pagani Design, water resistant 100 meters. That means that you can swim with this watch with no problem. And stainless steel. Through this mineral crystal, we can see the Seiko NH35, the ultimate affordable automatic movement that is very popular today and is being used by dozens of brands in different price points. It has 24 joules, it beats at 21,600 beats per hour, making the seconds hand tick 6 times each second and creating that sweeping effect of the seconds hand. It is a hacking and hand winding movement. That means that when you set the time, the seconds hand stops and that you can wind the movement by hand, but it will also wind itself while it is on your wrist with the movement of the rotor. The stated accuracy of the NH35 is -20 to +40 seconds per day, but in reality you can expect it to perform much better than that. It also has 41 hours of power reserve. That means that you can set the watch aside and not use it for a couple of days, and it will still work when you pick it up again, and you won't have to set the time and date again. The bracelet is not bad. It too is made of stainless steel. It is a 3-links oyster-style bracelet with solid links and solid end links. The links are held together with screws rather than just push pins. It continues the brushed and polished theme of the watch with brushed side links and polished middle links. The finishing, again, is done pretty well. Pagani Design also makes a Jubilee bracelet, which you can buy separately. It fits this model very nicely and shares both the quality of finish and the clasp type with the oyster bracelet that comes on the watch. The clasp is fairly good for the price of the watch. It is milled. It too features brushed and polished finishes, and it has the Pagani Design logo laser engraved on top of it. It closes with friction. It has no pushers. It does have a diver's extension just in case you want to wear this watch on top of your wetsuit. On wrist, it is actually very comfortable and just looks great in my opinion. It doesn't overhang off my 7-inch wrist, despite of those protruding end links, but this might be something to consider if you have smaller wrists than mine. Legibility is great, as you would expect of a subby Homage. The hands are clearly visible against the darker dial, and you shouldn't have any issues with reading the time in any light. It doesn't look cheap in any way, and it does feel hefty and good quality. The bracelet too is very comfortable, and again, pretty good for the price. When looking at the pros and cons of the Pagani Design PD-1661, I want to first make sure that we look at it for what it is. a sub $100 Rolex Submariner Homage. The design is obviously not going to be original in any way. What I do want to look for here is the value that this watch offers in the sea of watches pretty much like it. So when it comes to the pros, the first thing that pops out is the materials used to make this watch, the build quality, and how good these are in light of how much this watch costs. You get a full stainless steel construction of the case and bracelet. Both are very well made and finished. You get a sapphire crystal that will stay scratch-free for years. You get a ceramic bezel insert. And you get a powerful movement made by one of the biggest movement manufacturers in the world. A reliable workhorse that you can find in watches 5 times more expensive than this watch. The only major con I could come up with is the operation of the bezel, which could be better, but at this price point it is by no means a deal breaker for me. The Explorer on the dial really shouldn't be there, but again, not a deal breaker. I think Pagani managed to make a good looking watch that is nicely finished and wears great. It is not a luxury item in any stretch of the imagination, nor is it a perfect watch, but I think that the overall value for your money here is great. If you want to pick one of these up for yourselves, or just to check the listing out, I will leave a link for you in the description of this video. I will also leave links to some straps I really like. These will all be affiliate links. They will not cost you any extra money, but will help the channel with a small commission should you choose to use them. If you guys liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my affordable watch collection for more affordable watches related content. Please hit the notification bell as well so you won't miss any of my new videos. You can also follow me on Instagram and get to know me and my collection a little bit better, get all the news about the channel, and connect with me on a personal level. If you're already here, check out another one of my videos. Here is a quick link to the unboxing video of this watch and another one you might enjoy. I want to thank you all very much for watching, and I will see you next time.